All right, this build's called the Walking Grenade build. So let's take a look here at the mods. The first one I have here is Superconductive Bombing Transcendence. I think this is really cool. You turn into like a B-51 bomber, you start flying in the air, you just drop a bunch of bombs, and then once your magnetic force is completely consumed, the bombs will stop. You can still fly around even though the bombs are done for a while, and then slam into the ground. The reason I also have this one with Potent Collector is because while you're dropping your bombs, as you're killing enemies with your bombs, there's a chance that you can get your resources back. And if you get your resources back before your alt ends, it'll give you that energy, right? And you can continue to drop those bombs. So it's like really good for defenses, just areas that have a large amount of mobs. You fly over with your alt. You want to fly fairly low so that the bombs can get there in time, blow up, and you get your energy. You keep flying around, right, and dropping bombs. Really cool part of the build. Next we have Potent Collector. So when defeating an enemy, you'll instantly recover 12% of custom resources and 17% chance. This is really good because there isn't a cooldown, and for Kyle's build, this will allow you to keep your momentum going. You're going to be able to retain magnetic energy. You activate Magnetic Spurt, you run into a bunch of enemies and you blow them up. All of those enemies in that group have an opportunity to give you back some of your resources. I mean, the good thing about Magnetic Spurt is that it doesn't cost any resources when you use it. So as long as you have a little bit, you're good to go. But it'll help to knock back on the usage of your shoulder dash, so that you don't have to worry about using your shoulder dash near as often to get energy. The other mod we have here is MP conversion for skill cooldown and then minus 15 MP. Multi-talented. This has two parts to it, and this is really the key to the build. I'll go over that after the rest of the mods. The next we have focus on non-attribute, skill expansion just for the extra range, mid-air maneuvering. You can use whatever grapple you would like, skill effect range, and max shield so that we can get as much range on Magnetic Spurt as possible. Defense, HP, shield, and nimble fingers for your cooldown. This mod right here is kind of the key to adding to the rest of the cooldowns. There's two parts to it. There's a first part that affects your dimension skill, which would be the one we're focused on, Magnetic Spurt. And then you have your second one that will affect the skill range and power by 15%. And this affects your tech skills, so your ultimate as well as your shoulder charge. The caveat with this mod is that you can only have one of these active at the same time. So it's either you get your 20% cooldown with Magnetic Spurt, or you're going to get the tech dash 15% bonus in range and skill modifier. It's a 5-second duration for each of these. So when you're using your dimension active skill, you're going to get a cooldown of minus 20% for 5 seconds. And the 15% bonus for range and damage here is also 5 seconds. So let's take a look at the build in action so you guys can kind of see how it looks and plays. In order to use two of Kyle's abilities, we do have to gain energy, right? There's two ways to gain the energy. You can either use your shield when you're getting shot at to transfer that damage into energy, or the easier one is just to use your shoulder dash, right? You only need a tiny little bit of energy to be able to use Magnetic Spurt. So like I said before, with that mod, multi-talented, there are two buffs to it. You can only have one active at the same time, right? So if you start out with Kyle's shoulder dash to get energy, now on the left of my character, you can see that there's a little green icon that shows how much time is left for that 5-second duration. When you use the shoulder butt first and then go to use Magnetic Spurt, you're going to see that you have a long cooldown compared to where if you were to start out with Magnetic Spurt, you're going to have a much shorter cooldown. And you can see that timer going off. So the rotation would, assuming you already have energy, you're going to run into the enemies, pop your shield real quick, hit them with a dash, and then use your Magnetic Spurt, right? And you see how fast we got both of our cooldowns back. So again, you're going to pop your shield, you dash, and then you blow it up. Boom, you got your coolbacks. And on top of that, remember that when you do your shoulder dash with Kyle, you're going to get a bonus defense, right? Defense 150% defense every time you do that. So not only is it beneficial to use your shoulder dash to try to gain magnetic energy. Once you use your magnetic spurt and then your shoulder dash, you're also going to have that increase in defense, which is really nice. Get your timing down. Just a little bit of practice. Press it, spam it. You can see on the left how much time you have. And as long as you press it and it goes off before the 5 seconds, you'll be able to continue using magnetic spurt without any real penalty or any cooldown. But if you press it, wait for the timer to go out, and then press it, we don't get that cooldown. So that's something to kind of keep in mind if you know you're going through and you're spamming and you all of a sudden have a longer cooldown than normal. Chances are you pressed it. Chances are you had it activated and then you pressed right after the timer went off, and now you gotta wait just a little bit longer. It's not a terrible cooldown time, right? You can still spam it, but if you really want to be able to spam, you need to kind of be aware of pressing that. The easiest way to do it is either you spam it 3 times really fast without any shoulder butt in between. Maybe you can get away with 1 shoulder butt, or just use 2 spurts and then check your timer, wait for it to pass, and then boom, go again, right? So you can see here, just waiting enough time, and then I pressed it right after the timer went off right there, so you're gonna see the delay. So that's how that works. Just get your timing down and pressing it, getting used to the timer. You can see that, you know, at best you're gonna get 3 presses with no hesitation in between. If you go to that 3rd one though, and you're just a little bit delayed, you're just not going to have the time to get it off. As far as the external components here, I don't really have anything set for cooldown at all. You could add something for cooldown if you like, to kind of extend that final like half of a second so you can easily get your 3rd press in to spam. Feel free. It would make that just more effective, right? Or you could go with, you know, skill cost, tech skills, dimension skill, like whatever you would like. I don't have anything on my externals that are helping boost my cooldown rate or anything like that, so feel free to use what you feel most comfortable with. The only reason I'm even using the Slayer set is just because I have an LMG and I would like to use the skill power bonus of 26% down there. So more ammo and just more skill damage, and that's pretty much it. And that's the walking grenade build. I do stream every day on Twitch. Username Smollzy. Love to have you guys there. Until the next one, later.